Now I'm going to introduce you to the narcissistic relationship phases. And the phases of narcissistic relationships are threefold. There's the idealization, there's the evaluation, and then the discard. And what you'll find is that narcissistic relationships are like, a tragedy that's in 3 acts, except you never auditioned for the role. We're going to discuss the first phase of narcissistic relationships, and that's the idealization phase. This phase is all about, love bombing. It's like an all-you-can-eat buffet of narcissistic flattery, attention, and it's less about, the nourishment and more about just overstuffing yourself with these affection calories. Because it feels so good. What you'll find early in the relationship is like the narcissist, it could constantly be texting you. It's just flattery, making you feel like you've won a winning lottery ticket, only to find that you might just be betting on a losing ticket. And, there's this soulmate effect that they do. This is where the narcissist mirrors you so well that you think you found your long-lost twin. Except that this twin, this is your evil twin. It has a really sinister plan ahead for you. And after the idealization phase of these narcissistic relationships, the next phase up is devaluation. This is where the narcissist makes you go from, hero to zero. 1 minute, here you are on top of the narcissist pedestal. And next you're the villain in a horror movie soap opera film. And if you dare to question this cycle, what's going to end up happening is like, welcome to narcissistic rage. It's almost like, Hulk smash, ego crash. It goes from one to the other. In this phase, what you're going to be swarmed with is gaslighting. It becomes the name of the game in the evaluation phase of these narcissistic relationships. And it becomes this mental maze where, every turn the narcissist subjects you to is designed to make you question your own sanity, your own reality. The narcissist almost becomes like a puppeteer. And the music soundtrack, straight from the Pied Piper's, Spotify playlist. And the third phase and final phase is narcissistic discard. This is a critical moment because there is a silver lining to the discard phase. It becomes this golden opportunity to exit stage left during this shift from idealization to evaluation. It's your chance to jump off of this narcissistic emotional seesaw before, you've been just catapulted into their chaos and their confusion. And be very careful. It's like you got to watch out for, as the narcissist starts to knock you off this carefully constructed pedestal that they create for you. It's like a plot twist in a narcissistic thriller movie. You never see it coming. But when you look back, you're like, man, I wish I knew better. When we get to the narcissistic discard phase, for the narcissist, it isn't just about saying goodbye. It's about leaving a scar, a deep scar, a wound that's so at our core of our existence. That becomes their agenda. Discard is just a narcissist power play. And in narcissistic fantasy, it's just like their belief that they can just come and go as they please, leaving a trail of emotional chaos every time they come back and they circle back and they circle back. So let's keep our eyes open, like wide open. Let's get real, because expecting, rational behavior from a narcissist during a discard phase is like expecting a shark just to pass on a feeding frenzy. It's just not in their nature. And narcissists, they just can't escape their true nature. And their nature is that of control. It's about dominance. It's about keeping you in their turbulent waters, keeping you sucked into their chaos. And despite all that, what we realize is just that in our recovery journey through this narcissistic labyrinth, it's not a tale of despair. It ends up being a roadmap to our own empowerment. And by understanding the narcissistic relationship cycle, we arm ourselves with not fear, but with knowledge. And knowledge is what transforms victims of narcissists into survivors, and what transforms survivors into warriors. And these insights that I'm sharing with you, they're not just words, they're tools. Tools that we can use to build, emotional resilience, to recognize the signs of narcissism and just break the cycle. And in this battle, it's a battle of our hearts and minds. And knowledge is not just a power. It eventually leads to our liberation out of narcissism. So those are the 3 phases. Idealization, devaluation, discard. What we find is this journey through this twisted little world of narcissistic relationships. Remember, it's not a story of manipulation. It's about a narrative of your own empowerment. And recognizing these phases of these narcissistic cycles is like having a roadmap in a labyrinth. And no, it doesn't actually make the journey easy. It's going to be hard. But it does give you a fighting chance of finding your way out. And each of these phases and each of these tactics that the narcissist subjects you through is a signal of not of your weakness, but of your potential strength. It's about flipping the narcissist script and taking back your control and realizing that, the real power lies not in their manipulation, but in your reaction, in your response, and the resilience that you're going to create through going through the entire process. Because what you'll find is just an unyielding spirit, a part of you that just can't be controlled or manipulated by a narcissist anymore. So yeah, it does come down on us. We have to change our ways. Because in the end, it's not about changing the narcissist or their ways. It's about you changing your perspective, about growing stronger and emerging not just as a survivor, but a warrior. Because in this battle for emotional integrity, you're not just fighting for yourself out of this narcissistic manipulation, you're lighting the way for others to follow. Because that wasn't the narcissist's first victim, and it's not going to be the second victim either. And if you have children with a narcissist, it's just like the children also need you to be their light. So it makes it even extra important. You find that resilience, you find that calm, you find that peace. And when the children see that, they'll know what to emulate with the other parent. Now, the narcissist unmasking, this is a revelation of their true self. And this ends up being the final cut of this narcissistic play. It is their unmasking. It's where the true self kind of comes through. And what we realize is that, the discard phase just becomes like this plot twist that no one saw coming. That charming narcissistic facade, it just kind of crumbles and it reveals just, a heart that's as warm as a hug from a snowman. It's that moment where the curtain finally falls and you see the narcissist's true face, and it's devoid of empathy, warmth, or even caring. And the narcissist's, true self is revealed, and it's not a pretty sight. Think of it as the, last scene of a horror movie where a monster is finally unveiled. And it's all fangs and claws, but no heart. Because the empathy was never there. It was just another prop that narcissists have on this narcissistic stage of theirs. What we find is that moving forward, it's all about shifting through the ashes of the illusions that are spun by the narcissist to find truth. And it ends up being, a journey of acceptance. It's where we recognize the mirage of narcissism for what it is. And this is also where we start to rebuild a foundation that's built on reality. And picking up the pieces after narcissism isn't about, recovery. It's about rediscovery. And it's about going no contact, not as an act of escape, but as a declaration of your independence. Embracing your survival status isn't just a label. It's a testament to your strength and resilience and ability to outshine post-narcissism. And it is true. The discard phase, as harsh as it is, as painful as it is, shines a spotlight on the narcissist's true self. It's that moment of cold indifference, that show of a narcissist's true colors. And it's as revealing as it is heartbreaking. This is our opportunity to recognize this moment for what it is, a revelation of their genuine contempt. It's like the first step out of a hall of narcissistic mirrors. And what you finally see on the other side is the real world. And the world of narcissists as they truly are, not as they pretend to be. And empowerment comes with a harsh truth. It's about, seeing the false connections for the illusions for what it was and stepping into a future where your self-worth isn't tied to a narcissist's approvals. In fact, their disapproval is a sign that you're going in the right direction, because this is how your story of triumph begins. Because reclaiming your agency means moving forward with, self-care and compassion. It's not about leaving the narcissist behind. It's about moving forward to a better, healthier version of you. And in this new chapter of your life, you're not defined by what happened to you or what the narcissist did to you, but how you rose above it. How you came up from the ashes and became unstoppable. So I encourage everyone just to embrace this journey with open arms, with an open heart. It's a path that's paved with, lessons of self-love and boundaries and newfound strength. And on this path, you don't just walk it. On the other side, you learn to fly. You learn to soar. Thank you so much for watching. If you're new to my feed, my name is Miles, and I'm a hypnotherapist who specializes in the recovery of narcissism. And what I find is hypnotherapy is just a great tool for calming and focusing a traumatized mind. So if you'd like to learn more about me or my program, just click on the link in the comments or visit narcovery.com.